break even for the company.
Let's go.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. If you're not keeping score, then you're definitely not playing the game. So we were just in a conversation about keeping score, but awesome stuff. Great start to the morning. Welcome to the Nudelberg Daily Huddle.
Just a quick review of yesterday. What a fun show having those young entrepreneurs on, having Laurie on. Just great stuff. Got a lot of great feedback. And thank you to those who chose to give a small donation to, we'll post that again today. So try and keep that alive. But I'm very proud of the Huddle, especially the entrepreneurial audience that decided to give a little bit. If everybody gives a little bit, which we could play that,
give a little bit.
So, but great stuff. I love today's show. I mean, today's show I saw the content. Nice job to you and Jake. We will announce winners shortly. So the contest is over officially, and we have two fantastic winners who will be receiving a monthly coaching.
Correct. And just a shout out to the Huddle community, because I can't tell you how many notifications are dinging me a day on LinkedIn of people putting out a post about the Huddle, talking about people connecting within the Huddle, grabbing virtual coffee together, meeting each other, doing all the different things that this community is about. So it's just really exciting to be a part of this, and glad to have everybody here this morning. So thank you for shouting it out daily.
Yeah, it's neat. It's just, when you listen to the video or you watch the video that Carissa did, that was deep. That was deep in her heart. And, the passion and emotion that she attaches to this is a lesson for everybody, because whatever you're passionate about, that's where your focus is. That's where your energy is. Nobody feels like it's work to come to this. They're getting something out of it. And so I'm proud and thrilled that we can deliver it, but it works for us too. If it didn't work for us, it would be over. So
1,000%. I think that was the really cool thing about yesterday, is seeing two young people who have a passion, not only for business and being an entrepreneur and doing it their own way, but for what they're doing, why they created their product, and seeing the passion come through in doing the work necessary to build it yourself. It's a conversation I've had a lot recently, and it was super cool to see. So awesome.
Part of what JA teaches, like in the beginning, I had a conversation with them, and there was confusion, there was fear, there was doubt. Guess what? That's the bridge that all of us get up to. Oh God, what am I going to do? Why am I doing this? This is crazy. And then boom, once you get over the bridge, on the other side of that fear and doubt is where all of the freedom and execution is. Mr. Stavali shouted us out yesterday. He had a virtual coffee with Laurie. And listen, entrepreneurs, we have that commonality, and that's a way to connect with people on through social media in general. Hey, I see you're an entrepreneur. I'm a budding entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur that like you or whatever, but there is some commonality there. So the tribe lives.
So I actually want to talk about that for a minute, because Jake is getting a lot of inbound requests from people that are from the Huddle that continuously come in without a note. So I want to give away a piece of the training right now and let everybody know that the fundamental to our strategy within LinkedIn is all about messaging. So whether you're sending an invite to connect or receiving an invite to connect, it's all about sending a message. Now, we can talk for hours about how to craft that message and how to do all the things that make you successful in the message. But I want everybody in the Huddle to make sure that they know that if they are connecting with people and you are a part of this community, please use the message box. Add that note, because I think that is our signature that differentiates us as a group, as a community, as a people from everybody else.
I could not agree more. If you look at LinkedIn as a digital networking event or a virtual networking event, and then take it into real life. You would never walk up to somebody without introducing yourself and go, hey, I want to tell you that I am the greatest salesman on the planet. And they look like a fucking idiot, you know? So, I mean, the whole idea that you're jumping into somebody's world without saying anything, but you know what? Nobody trained them. Nobody knew it. Just like Facebook, man. It's unbelievable. They just did it. Oh, I got to go here. I'm just going to wander around, you know?
So I got to give you, this is a shame story. But so a CEO comes into my world, right, of a casino network in the Northeast. And I don't know him. He's got no picture. He's got no background. How am I supposed to know who this guy is, right? So just true to form, I ask him the question and say, hey, you know, thanks for the invite. What do you mind me asking what made you want to connect? And he said, of course, was his response. And I was like, of course, you mind me asking, right? And he goes, it's a social media network. Don't flatter yourself. And I was like, deny, you know, like what? I don't understand. Well, I'm here trying to start a dialogue with you. You asked me to connect, yet you don't want to share who you are, what we're about.
Look at Laurie. Laurie is just such a great student. This is how I positioned it to her. Would you show up with a bag over your head? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. This is your chance to share who you are, and you don't do it. But I think what a great opening dialogue, shifting the gears. But we got to get to some wake-up music.
Let's go. Wake it up.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on, wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more back to thinking, time for thinking ahead. Come on now.
Shout out to David Roth in the house this morning. Super, just a great friend. He actually did all of our pictures for our wedding and did an incredible job capturing the event, which was really, really cool. So shout out to David. Thank you for being here this morning, and a great comment about his headshots. He's done an unbelievable job taking pictures for us. So if you are in the market, please do not hesitate to reach out to David. It's a great experience. He does an unbelievable job. And just a good friend out in Weston.
You know what's really cool is that you can tell when someone has worked with him. There's a signature.
The quality of the
And people have said this, they've come back to me and they said, oh, I used your method. And someone called me out. They go, oh, you must be working with the Nudelbergs.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's that signature move.
Let's talk about the contest.
So our chair, are we ready? Are we ready to announce the winners? Drum roll, please. Shay, do we have a graphic? There it is. Shout out to the winners of the tag contest, Jeremy Turris, Carissa Jones. Phenomenal job. Shay, do we have the actual totals for them so that we can actually give them a huge shout out for the people that they drove to the huddle?
While he's doing that, so let me share. So Jeremy gets to pick who he wants. He's the winner, first place. So he gets to pick who he wants that extra month with. And then Carissa will get, if he were to pick me, you would get Carissa and vice versa. But I'm going to do something that you did not expect because I want to reward great behavior. Julio Roque, who did an amazing job bringing a lot of people in, came close. A lot of his Synovus people, Daniele, all of those people. So Julio, you and I get a coaching session. You get one on me. You get in touch with Shay, and you and I will spend some time. Any questions, anything, I can point you in the right direction. But you, sir, are always a winner.
Congratulations to the three of you guys. Thank you to everybody for taking part in the contest. I hope you enjoyed it. It definitely drove more people here. And I know a lot of people got a lot out of it. I got a lot of messages coming in saying, thank you for the show. I'm tuning in more often now. So it definitely worked. And so we appreciate you guys for that. But Shay, go ahead. Shay, you got the numbers?
I think it was like about 20 to 17 for Torrisk.
Well done, guys. Well done. That's phenomenal. Drove 37 people to the huddle in total. That's really, really fantastic. Thank you for your efforts. But today is National Be a Millionaire Day. And it's also Throwback Thursday. So when I hear Be a Millionaire, I immediately think of this show. Shay, show me who wants to be a millionaire.
Himself. Which of these U.S. presidents appeared on the television series Laugh-In? Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter, Gerald Ford.
I'd like to call my parents right now.
Sure.
Use my lifeline, call my parents.
What are their names?
My father. I'll talk to my father. Hi, Dad.
Hi.
I don't really need your help. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to win the $1 million. Because the U.S. president appeared on Laugh-In as Richard Nixon. That's my final answer.
Well, my gosh. What can I say except, Debbie, you're going to Paris, and this is the final answer heard all around the world. He's won $1 million.
What a move.
Well,
the poise, and the swagger to know, I know what I'm doing here.
So shout out to Keith. That was one of the first thoughts that happened there, was that he was really the class of class, and I miss him. But what I took away from that, and this is in life, confidence is not cockiness. That was a great move because he had the evidence.
He knew internally.
Undoubtedly, he knew, man. And when you know, no matter what you do, if there's one takeaway that the huddle should get from us in general, is if you don't know, you can change that state of mind. You can find out. And once you find out, there's ultimate confidence, man. Confidence before success. So just amazing. But I still want to be a millionaire. I am.
And I agree with you. I think everybody wants to be a millionaire. And so there's, a favorite millionaire of ours that you have a great story with, that we've shared a bunch of dialogue about. But show me Mark Cuban.
Whatever industry you pick, if you outwork everybody, if you try to be a little smarter than everybody, if you try to be a better salesperson than everybody, if you try to be better prepared than everybody, you've got your best chance. Because if you don't do it and somebody else does, I have the saying, work like someone's trying to take it all away from you. I actually work like someone's spending 24 hours, working 24 hours to take it all away from you. And that's kind of the way I look at it.
What would you say is the number one reason why people fail?
Lack of brains, lack of effort.
Lack of brains, lack of effort.
Yeah, they don't do the work. They don't learn, when you walk in the room, when you start a business and you start to talk about somebody, you're never in a vacuum with no competition, unless you're just extremely lucky. And if there's going to be competition, that means somebody else knows your business as well as you do when you get started. And if you walk into a competitive environment and they still know more about the business than you do and more about your customers, you're going to lose. But most people don't consider that. They don't do the work. They don't learn more about their industry. They don't know even about their business. And so you've got to put in the effort to know more about your industry than anybody else. And that's the brains part, and that's the effort part as well. Because look, if you're competing with me, you better know what you're doing. Otherwise, I'm going to kick your ass. And you're not going to outwork me. And so, the combination is usually what kills businesses early on.
Whoa.
Bang.
So,
Coaches up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good!
Shay, awesome job, Shay. Did not know that he is a JA alum.
Did not know that either. Wow. Shout out to Laurie for that little nugget, who is Mark Cuban, a JA alum. Fantastic. But when you listen to him, there's nothing in there about starting a business that nobody's ever started, being an inventor. He's a millionaire because of the work he put in to know, the confidence he has because he knows. And that is 1000% about learning, right? And the later part of the show, we're going to talk about all of the different hats we wear as people and in our lives and all the different roles that we play. I think the most important role that you can ever play at any aspect of your life is the learner role of constantly being willing to ask questions and seek out the information so that you can know, so you can apply it to your own advantage to be successful.
I want to give a social media example here of how to connect with people. I think it's so relevant. So I didn't know that Mark Cuban was a JA alum, but if I did my research and I found that out, Laurie said he's spoken, and I had something I wanted to share or get to know Mark Cuban, that would be my ticket of connectivity. The commonality would be, I'm on the board of JA. I know that you're a JA alum. You're very passionate about it. I'd love to hear about your experiences and what it meant to you. And I bet you, knowing Mark Cuban the way I do, I bet you I'd get a reply.
Okay, and so that's great for you because you're on the board, right? What about people that aren't on the board that are in the huddle here this morning? What an unbelievable way to deliver value, to share yesterday's episode saying, hey, Mark, I know you're a JA alum. Here are some young JA students that are doing some great things.
Bang!
Thought you might like.
Shay, give me
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good!
Oh, we're on fire.
So creatively finding a way to tie someone's background to something you've seen, something you've heard, something you know, something you do, in order to create the tribal connection, right? Because that's what it's all about. People connect with people that they feel like they're in the same tribe with. That's why the school alumni works so well to connect with people, because you feel like you're part of the same experiences, the same place. It's the same thing when you talk about, growing up in the same hometown. So when you're connecting in that kind of way, right, you have to really, really be creative in the way you tie it together. Love that. Great conversation. So great stuff talking about being a millionaire this morning, and great information from being confident in what it takes to get there. But before we go any further, let's get to some morning motivational music, because if you're going to do anything, you got to make sure you believe.
So it's hard to believe we haven't played that song before. That is great.
I'm almost positive we have, actually. Okay. But we brought it back for a Throwback Thursday. But it's a great song.
And it's her birthday.
It's Cher's birthday, so we're celebrating Cher through the motivational morning music. But I want to talk about belief for a minute, because working with Jake is really fun. Because when I entered the sales world, I had no guard against approaching a CEO or somebody at the C level, because I felt like I had a lot of value in my experience of the past 10 years as a college football coach that I could relate to, right? I could easily have a conversation with a leader because I had been in that kind of position before. But I don't think that 23-year-olds have a barrier to entry to that conversation unless they don't believe they don't have any value to bring in the conversation. I think that's a fundamental breakdown for salespeople is that you're not hunting whales because you don't really believe in your own value to deliver something in a conversation that would be worthwhile to somebody at that level. And you have to fix that first. You have to fix your internal belief.
You can't train that. That is not a trainable thing. That is, you got to dive into yourself and say, why don't I believe in myself or my product or my service? If you're fundamentally know that you're going out there ripping people off, guess what? Your belief system, it's over, man. It's like, don't even get out of bed. You are corrupt, So, believing in yourself, believing that you as a human being, which by the way, is the reason why I use affirmations. Affirmations reaffirm my value to the world. I don't need validation from the outside. I need validation from the inside, which is super key. Just incredible.
And so that also comes from the learning part. If you're not challenging yourself to push your own boundaries in what you know, you're not intaking new information. So, and a shout out to Andrew Feldman, who commented on micro wins will help you build belief. I put out a post this morning about micro wins because I think that's really, really important to dealing with young salespeople. Is you got to be able to celebrate micro wins. And I draw the parallel to that. And we didn't start in August as a coaching staff saying the only thing we're focused on is winning a national championship. That's it. We don't do that. We suck, right? We started with how do we stretch the right way? How do we practice the right way? How do we win the first game? We can do those three things right first, all micro wins, celebrated on the way to that. That gives us a chance to set up to win the conference. We win the conference, we should be able to make the playoff. We make the playoff, we got a chance to win the national championship. All of those are micro wins that got celebrated on the way to becoming a national champion. Yet in sales, everybody's only ringing the bell when they bring in the dollars. You want to deal with young salespeople, young talented salespeople, you got to create micro wins for them to celebrate, to know that they're doing the right things and practicing the right things in order to bring in the dollars. And I think that's a big gap.
And we'll go to overtime.
His voice is so exciting, with the bang and the overtime. We're not going to get to the roles part. I'll move that to Monday. That to Monday because tomorrow is Feldman Friday, and Andy Feldman sits in and steers the show with both of us, which is a new trick. So I'm excited about that. But staying on this idea, that celebrate the wins. I write about it in my book. Wins happen every single day. Wins happen every single minute. Celebrate the fact that somebody responded, somebody gave you a compliment, you gave somebody a compliment. So the sales game is about celebrating behavior, not outcomes. And that's where most people train. They train about outcomes. Correct. So if you can focus on the behavior, which is why daily marching orders, what am I setting out to do today? And at the end of the day, it's Miller time. Boom. I did a good day. It got me closer to my goal. So really it's as simple as, is this getting me closer to my goal or further away from my goal? And, I even say in a diet, if you're eating donuts, man, you're not getting close to your goal.
So Amy asked a question, and I think this is really important because this has kind of been part of the topic, is how do you connect with someone who you know but isn't responding to your message to connect? First of all, the most important part to connecting with someone is making sure that you're where they are. If they're not active on LinkedIn, if you go to their page and they're not posting or liking, or they don't have a lot of connections, you can tell that they're not an active user. You're not in the right arena. They're not in that arena, so there's no way for you to connect with them. You have to find the next best way to get to them. But if they are active in LinkedIn and you're not getting a response, there's a very specific cadence that I put people through that if they accept, right? And this is important. I'm not asking anybody for a virtual coffee in my connection request. I'm asking them for the opportunity to join my tribe and to get to know each other. If they'll say yes to that, but don't respond to the message, now I'm going to follow up with a video. They don't follow up to the video. I'm following up with a text, right? And if they don't follow up to that, they're gone. They're off my radar. I'm not worried about chasing them because I can't get to them. It'll come back at some point. I mean, that's the exact cadence I put Katina from Norwegian through, and that's what happened. She went out into space. She never responded, but because I had put that in order and stayed with it, when she got to it, bam, oh, wow, Mark, thank you for the video and the note. Didn't realize all this was here. And then it moved to a conversation. So it converted, not in my 3-week time span that we normally like to have it in, but it still converted. And that's the best part about playing in the arena.
So I love that explaining the cadence, but you and I are disciplined about our cadence. We don't, if she gets to it 3 months later, that's fine on her. That doesn't work for us. We're done.
Correct.
We're the factory every day, all day. The machine works. And then when the space travelers come back in, wow, bonus. Okay. But I'm not counting on that, because if someone's so busy that I can't get their attention in 3 weeks, 3 separate tries, I'm gone. I don't know anybody that busy. So.
And it's not like you're just going to an email that they're never going to get to. If they're in your space in LinkedIn and you're producing content, I guarantee you there's going to be things that bring them back to you. And that's the real special part about LinkedIn, is that when you're building your network that way, everything can come back to you at some point, which is there's no other platform like it. So way over time this morning. Great job. Great stuff. Excited for a Thursday. Let's get down to business.
Let's go be a millionaire.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights.